Hi, my name is Shamichael Hallman, and I'm part of the 2020 cohort who are going through the executive program in social impact strategy. My current full-time work is with the Memphis Public Library System, where I serve as a senior library manager. Part of that work is overseeing the renovation of the historic Cosset Library, which is located in the heart of the downtown. Also been a pastor for the last 13 years, with 10 of those being right here in Memphis. It's been a joy to serve the community in both of these roles. And while I tried to take the learnings from this program and apply it to both my role as a pastor and my role as a library manager, I decided to really focus my efforts on the issue of disconnected youth who are in Memphis. And so I'm working to launch a social venture, which I'm calling the Zoé Center, ZOE, to help address this issue. My goal with the Zoé Center is to aid disconnected youth in and around the Hickory Hill community in Memphis by connecting them with the skills, knowledge, and support needed to transition into adulthood. The center is both a physical space and a suite of programs that serves these young adults. Knowing that there are A, organizations in the city who are already providing workforce development services, and B, knowing that there are issues with transportation in this particular community, my approach is to create a space and a set of programs on a hyper-local level that will aid these young adults. Nearly 5 million people in this country are labeled as disconnected youth. They are young adults between the ages of 16 and 24 who are neither working nor in school. These are critical years for a person's life, as this is the time when they're developing agency and confidence, learning about themselves, and so much more. Disconnection has a lasting impact on these individuals and society as a whole. A significant number of individuals in Memphis, 1 in 5 blacks, fall in this category of disconnected youth. Multiple studies done by organizations such as the Social Science Research Council show that the issue of disconnected youth disproportionately affects Black, Indigenous, and people of color. As I've researched this issue and try to figure out how we might address this, how do we go about changing this issue, I go back to that 2019 report by the Social Science Research Council, where they talk about 4 tactics, 4 things that we can do to eliminate or address this issue. Tactic number 1 is to confront the historical intergenerational disadvantage, looking at the ways in which poverty and residential segregation and institutional racism have all played a part in this issue. Tactic number 2 is to support vulnerable youth, right? And this is when we understand that certain circumstances put young people at a higher risk. These circumstances such as being disabled, such as having caretaker responsibilities, that we must begin to put programs in place to help these young adults. Tactic number 3 is to keep youth connected. One of the most striking things about this situation revolves around school discipline practices and the way in which disproportionately affect Black and Latino boys in the classroom. And I'll talk a little bit more about that just a little bit later. Tactic number 4 is to re-engage disconnected youth. While prevention is the best cure, youth disconnection is a reality that needs to be addressed. And so while I believe all 4 of these tactics are crucial, I don't believe I can do all 4 in the beginning stages of my venture. And so I'm going to focus on 2. Tactic number 3, which is keeping youth connected. Tactic number 4, which is re-engaging disconnected youth. I believe the Zoé Center will be a wonderful way of achieving this. We will do 2 things. Number 1, we will focus on and embark on an advocacy campaign to look at this disproportionate discipline rates. And we will work with school administrators, teachers, community members, and parents, and even the students themselves to bring these numbers down. I've already been working on a number of programs in some school systems, and those programs are showing promise. The second target area is to provide the physical space needed to do workforce development for these young adults. As I said before, there are a number of organizations in the city that are already doing workforce development, but they are not doing it in this particular part of the community. The Zoé Center, I have partnered with a local church, my church, which has about 6,000 square feet of space that is not currently being used. And the church is going to donate that space to me for a year to be able to pilot this program. Using my library experience, I believe I will be able to create a space in which we invite current workforce development organizations to the space to do their work, while also layering on wraparound services and programs that we will provide to create a solution that holistically meets the needs of young adults in this community. The creation of the center will require a hybrid business model. In very early stages, I thought that I would be a kind of a pure philanthropic nonprofit venture. But as I've been able to see the ways in which a hybrid model might help me better leverage this massive space that I have. And so I'm going to focus in the very early stages on just a nonprofit model, or the nonprofit side of that, and then layer on for-profit programs and a structure as we move throughout the program. The financials for me is I'm starting at zero. I have no balance sheet, so there's really no current financials. I'm going to be relying on volunteers from the church and surrounding community to help staff the center and run the programs, but we will need some funds. As I've looked at my current numbers, the monthly expenses that I have, as I said before, the space is being donated, so I don't have to worry about that. But we'll have to pay the utilities, provide technology and equipment, have marketing costs, salaries, and programming costs. And I've calculated that to be roughly $4,500 a month. And then kind of building that out over the course of a year, that's right around $54,000. I'm going to use a blended model of fundraising where I'm going to try to get half of that through crowdsourcing and then the other half of that through grants. In terms of scaling this operation, again, I am focused I'm focusing my efforts on a particular community, this Hickory Hill community in Memphis. I believe that this issue is that this community needs this particular resource. But I do believe it's possible to scale this venture through partnerships and then ultimately creating a delivery network where this could be implemented in other communities that are under-resourced and disadvantaged. And so I'm excited to move this venture forward. I want to thank the staff at CIS for giving me this wonderful opportunity to present this idea today, and I hope to keep you all in the loop on how it goes. Thank you so much.